much better deliveries. Just one to come in the 9th now.
He is around the wicket. Puts in some pace, so this one's just guided work to do for deep third. It will be cut off, despite what you can hear on the effects mics from the crowd.
Big arm overshot the keeper, coming back in, backed up well. End of the 9th over. It's 55 for 4 Nepal. At the same time, PNG was 72 for 4.
18 runs ahead for PNG at the moment. In the comparisons,
After 10 at the halfway mark, it was 75 for 4. So a big over here from Nepal will get them really close on a comparative basis. Jora with the singles going to keep the strike.
and taking us into drinks, it will be the captain for PNG, Asad Vala, with ball in hand.
Could this be a momentum swinger? A big over here for Nepal. Give them confidence going in to the break. On the flip side, another wicket will have PNG well in front.
Here he is, Asad Vala, the captain, and gets it past the outside edge.
Again, they do well just to pick off ones and twos. Jora was aiming, there's a really big gap over the top of cover, which he was aiming for then, but got nothing on it. There's a deep point on the boundary now, and a long off, and nothing in between.
So this time just eases it onto the leg side, gets that single as Bott has suggested.
Yeah, it's smart play. Just take 5 or 6 off this. If there's a loose ball, put it away. Go to the halfway mark and regroup and figure out what you've got to do from there. Slightly under 11, the run rate required.
Fuller this time, gets a big top edge on it around the corner. It's going to go all the way for 4.
Yeah, it does. It does go all the way for 4. It was more top edge than middle. He got enough of a top edge to clear the fine leg inside the circle. Every boundary valuable for Nepal.
Asad Vala, this time he gives himself some room, cuts it straight to the deep point fielder zone into single.
One more 2 balls to come. Nepal do not want a wicket here. Just keep saying, push it round, get 1 or 2. Loose ball, hit it, but don't do anything silly.
Eases it again onto the leg side. Thought about 2, and there was a little fumble, but safer to just take the single, 1 ball remaining.
Yeah, no one in front of the batter on the leg side inside the circle, so 2's on if it's perfectly placed. The fielders are coming off the boundary really quickly to stop it as well. 1 to come. End of the 10th.
Gives himself some room, hits this one too well. I don't think there'll be 2 in it. Will be just a single to round out the 10th over. 8 runs coming from it. Nepal after 10 going into the drinks break, a 63 for 4.
Yeah, the comparison was 75 for 4, so we are on the edge of our seats here. We have got a game in our hands if Nepal can come out after the drinks break, build a bit of a partnership, keep the scoreboard ticking over. We'll be back after the drinks break.
Have a quick look at the batting card so far for Nepal. The openers, they went cheaply, both losing their wicket to Mauraya and the captain. Tried to hole out into the softball ground, but only made it as far as the ropes in court. And a fortuitous run out to get Gulshan Jar out. Bowling of now, he did the work all himself. And out there in the middle, putting a partnership together of 26 off 17. It is Sheikh and Jora. We'll have a look at the bowling card for PNG. Evenly poised match this is. 2 wickets to Mauraya, we said, and also 1 to Sese Bao, getting the huge wicket of Rohit Paudel. Have a quick look at the worm at the moment at the halfway mark and see where the teams are at. You can see Nepal, they're slightly behind. They've lost more wickets, but they're on the upward, and with these 2 out of the middle putting together a nice partnership. He said Sandeep Jora. put on 56 against PNG yesterday, and he's still out there in the middle. It is the drinks break, and taking you through for the next 5 overs, it will be Jay Dancing Honey.
Thank you so much, Aaron Bush. Yeah, I'll be walking you through the next 5 overs. It's also my last 5 overs of commentary in this international season here in Hong Kong, China. What a season it's been as well. We've had Canada, PNG, Nepal, Japan, China as well, down in Hong Kong, Malaysia. It's been an action-packed, star-studded home season so far in 2023-24. The women as well. We had Tanzania down here, we had Nepal down here, Japan again. Look at that, nearly a dozen different international teams down here in Hong Kong, China. It's really become a regional hub of associate cricket, and there's still more action to go. It's 63 for 4. Nepal, they still believe. Start of the second half of the innings. It's a good delivery from Sopa. Squeezed away for a single. Good sign for Nepal is both Arif Sheikh and Sandeep Johra into double figures. And just as I say that, it looks like Muskan Samtani has the chairperson of Cricket Hong Kong China, Burji Shroff, with her.
The T20 World Cup. PNG have also seen inspiration with a tremendous growth in popularity in world cricket and a steady rise in the T20I rankings, qualifying for the T20 World Cup. It's wonderful to have both teams of this stature in Hong Kong.
That's wonderful, and we've seen so much exciting cricket happening here in Hong Kong. You know, we'd love to know, what are the future short-term, long-term goals for Cricket Hong Kong? What's coming up? What's exciting?
Well, we're certainly going to be inviting back a lot of top teams back to Hong Kong, men and women, and we expect the standard to be even higher than it is now. It's going to be wonderful. We've had Canada out here, we've had Malaysia out here, and all these teams are actually qualified for the ODI status, and it's going to be a wonderful year ahead for Cricket Hong Kong, China.
That's fantastic. And how do you feel with the crowd that's been coming out to support these teams and the players, and there's just been so much warmth on this field?
It's been absolutely wonderful to see everybody coming out, particularly on a weekday, to support their countries, and it's been amazing. I think the last time I saw crowds coming out like this was actually for the Cricket Sixes or the Blitz. So I'm delighted that we have so many supporters and fans in Hong Kong for cricket.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us. That was Burji Shroff, and with that, handing it back to the comm box. Thank you.
Yeah, it was Sandeep Johra over there getting dismissed. An absolutely massive wicket for Nepal. PNG solidifying their advantage. And thank you so much, Muskan, as well. Muskan Samtani in conversation with Burji Shroff, the chairperson of Cricket Hong Kong, China. Said it before, we'll say it again. What a dramatic day it's been. They've lost half their side now. Johra back for 17. It's worked away for a single. Could it be more than a single? No, that's it. Bibek Yadav, the informed player, smashed 3 sixes to close out the innings yesterday. But today it's a very different situation that he's walked into. Worked away on the leg side. They're thinking about 2. They might get more than 2. Yes, they do. That's gone to the boundary. It's a very important 4 runs there for Arif Sheikh and Nepal. Yeah, just a bit too leg side there from Chad Sopa. 6 runs off the over, the wicket of Sandeep Zora. Oh, he's beaten the bat. It's a big appeal there. And it looks like there was appealing for both the caught behind and the stumping. Nonetheless, it's a dot ball to close out a very successful over here for PNG. Zora gone for 17. It's 69 for 5 after 11. Change of bowling here from the softball court end. It's Ale now. That required rate, rather concerningly for Nepal, is getting closer and closer to 12 runs and over. Slow delivery, good stop in the covers. Just gonna build on that frustration for Nepal. You can't drop your heads if you're in that Nepali dugout. Again, nicely in behind it, but again a dot. As long as they have wickets in hand, Nepal, they can chase 60, even 65 in the last 5 overs. I've seen it happen before, quite often actually, at TKRG. Couple of steps down the track. It's close to the outside edge. And again, a demonstration of that extra bounce. If you're gonna dig it in short, you gotta bend your back. It's exactly what Now has done. 3 dots in a row. Make that 4 dots in a row. Just can't get bad on ball, Vivek Yadav. It's a very different innings today compared to yesterday. Suddenly, the required rate in excess of 12 runs and over. It's going to be a very tough proposition now. 103 needed from 50 balls. Still can't get bad on ball. Tried to move across his stumps as well, did Bibek. I think PNG know as well. They know what his hot zones are. They know that he loves to go leg side. They're hanging it around that 4th, 5th stump line. Beats the bat again. It's a maiden over, a fantastic one from Ale Now. Look at that, figures of 11 for none in his 3 overs. Gets a high 5 as well. The score after 12, it remains 69 for 5. Nepal, they need to pull something out of the bag here. They need to do something different. It's gone behind the keeper. We're waiting for the signal from the umpire. Signal buys there. It's just a single again. There's still some batting to come for Nepal, but yet to see Karan KC. He can go big, can't he, Karan KC? Wonder if it's worth just pushing him up the order. Slashed away, a bit uppish. So the last 7 deliveries, last 8 deliveries rather, just 1 run for Nepal. No runs off the bat as well. Lokesh Baum as well. Had a good day yesterday. Again a play and a miss. How many times has he done that, Bibek? But like I said, Karan KC waiting in that dugout. Lokesh Baum, he can go big as well. See the 2 batters now just having a mid-pitch conference. They know that they need to go at a good rate to chase down this target. That's high. I don't think it's long enough. Deep square leg. Oh, he takes it. Bit of a juggle, but it doesn't matter. It's the 6th wicket down. And that's the end of, well, bit of a struggling innings there from Bibek Yadav. He goes for 1 off 10. This is why we kept harping on about the importance of runs on the board. He's gone for 1, Bibek. And Nepal, they're struggling. 70 for 6 in the 13th over. And it's that man we were talking about, Lokesh Baum. Walks in at number 8. It was always going to be an interesting call. Do we send in Baum? Do we send in Karan KC? They're both big hitters. I would have been very tempted though, just to get Karan KC in at number 8 with all that experience in a big game, the final. But look at those figures from Soper. It's not easy bowling with these short straight boundaries here from the Argyle Street end. He's done such a good job. 2.4 overs, 2 for 8. He's got 2. Can he get 3? Swing and a miss. Still no boundaries here for Nepal. They've only scored 1 run in the last 11 deliveries. They're struggling, they really are. That's why we kept saying runs on the board, runs on the board. Don't make that decision based on the weather forecast. Oh, he's missed that. So is the keeper. It's running down to the boundary and it gets there. Buys. 4 buys to be specific to close out the 13th. It's 74 for 6. The Nepal crowd, they're not going anywhere until that last ball is bowled. They're still going to be here at TKRG. They're still willing their team on, cheering every boundary. You've got to believe, if anyone can do it, it's the Cardiac Kids. Sese Bao into the attack. Looks like he's going to be coming over the wicket to the right-handed Arif Sheikh. Around the wicket, I beg your pardon. He's already picked up a wicket as well, Bao. Missed out with the bat, the left-handed opener. He's already making a contribution with ball in hand. Beautiful. Just dragged his length back. Arm ball that just beat the outside edge. Yet to get off the mark here, Bomb. Under edge on that. Maybe a bit lucky it didn't go on to leg stump. And again, Soper doing the cleaning up. Seriously though, what an important spell in the middle overs from Chad Soper. 3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 8. Tries to cut it away again, past the outside edge. They know this crowd, that dugout, they know that Nepal need a boundary. Oh, and he's bowled him. He had to try something different. He's missed the reverse sweep there. Arif Sheikh to get bowled for 15. Nepal 7 down. Yeah, you gotta love it from Sese Bao, coming around the wicket to the right-hander specifically for that reason, to cramp him up. And it also led to his dismissal. Nepal 76 for 7. And it's the big man, it's Karan KC, the legend, walking in at number 9. They need something dramatic at this stage. Close to 16 runs and over required from here on out. Someone's got to step up and do something special here for the Nepalese. Look at that, last 5 overs for Nepal. They've only scored 22 and they've lost 3 wickets. That's at a time when they needed to accelerate. Oh, beats the bat again. Wonderful spell so far, 2 for 10 in his 2 overs. And of another successful over. After 14, it's 76 for 7. Look at that view count now on YouTube. Close to 90,000 people tuning in live to the Cricket Hong Kong China YouTube page. And I know we've got so many more tuning in all across the world. I've got 1 over left in my commentary stint, after which I'll hand you over to Aaron Bush and Matt Botfield. That's skied up. It should be the 8th wicket, extra cover. Oh, it's in and out. It was a tough chance. It hung in the air forever. I think that's Hiri over there. Yeah, get some low 5s there. Hiri. Never easy to get under those. So Nepal survive. Get through for a single as well. Bomb moves on to 2. Soper. Oh, outside edge. Down to deep third. Well cut off. Really well cut off there. I think that might be Kamiya out there in the deep. Two runs off the first 2 deliveries. Seriously though, Chad Soper, what a spell it's been from him. Get a 3rd wicket, he'll be in contention for that Player of the Match award. Not much you can do with that. Just straightened on the right-hander. Depending on the final result, I'd be so tempted to give that Player of the Match award to Chad Soper. I know Tony Ura was wonderful with that 61. Look at that, 3.3 overs, 2 for 10. Every single one of his overs he's bowled from the Argyle Street end. Thick edge, again deep third. Oh, it's gone past him. It's gone past him. Can't deal with the spin there. Yeah, puts his hand up, apologizes. Yeah, sorry, Sama Kamiya. I'm a fan of your bowling, but I wasn't a fan of that. It's off the pad. Should only be one leg by. Yeah, confirmation, a leg by. So 7 off the over so far. Still not exactly a bad one, this, for PNG. Just one ball left now. What's been a superb spell from Chad Soper. That's a bit high. Just behind square on the leg side, but it's only one. 8 off the over. Take a bow, Chad Soper. 4 overs, 2 for 15. 5 overs left, Nepal 84 for 7. They need 88 more for victory. I'm going to hand you back now to Matt Botfield and Aaron Bush.
Thank you, Jay, as always. Now, since the drinks break, 5 overs since the end of the 10th, Nepal have lost 3 for 21. 3 for 21 off the last 5 overs, Bushy.
Yep, suboptimal for Nepal. First time I've got suboptimal in today, Bottas.
Yeah, you did it well. After 15, PNG corresponding time were 124 for 6 versus 83 for 7. 88 runs required off 30 balls.
Take nothing away from PNG. Absolute brilliant bowling. Good fielding. A couple of drop catches haven't hurt them too much.
A couple of great catches though in there.
Yep.
It's been a great display from PNG. Lost 4 in the power play early, but the run rate was high. We were at 60 crucial, 60 odd. Quick runs at the end. Set a target of 171. Looks like being too much at this stage for Nepal.
Tries to go the scoop, gets nothing on it. Another dot ball.
Trying to target the short boundary over the keeper's head without success on that occasion.
And it's a dot ball, but I like it. That's all they've got to do. They've got to try. They can't just sit out the overs from the softball ground end now. Need to figure out a way of, like you said, big overs required for Nepal.
Yeah, need a few plus 20s.
Moment, Kamiya's bowling well. Targets the pads, big appeal, nod from umpire Sheldon de Cruz, and he gets the wicket. 8 down now for Nepal. They're 85 for 8.
Yeah, looked out from the moment it hit his pads. Bushy, they've lost 8 for 85 now. Bam's got to go. Oh, that's about as plumb as you like. He's just stepped across and the left arm and just targets middle stump.
The umpire almost nodding before it hit the pads. No, that was a good decision and an easy one for Sheldon de Cruz as the umpire. And great wicket. First wicket for Kamiya. He's toiled away well. Brings Pratish GC to the crease. His side in a world of hurt.
Yeah, well described. Well described. 87 runs off less than 30 balls, 27 now.
More than 3 runs a ball required. Not impossible, not a big ground, Tin Kwong Road Recreation Ground, but right into the tail end now for Nepal.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot to go their way to get close. But you've got to go down swinging here. The big final.
It's the 19th ranked PNG. in the ICC rankings against the 16th ranked Nepal. PNG on top at the moment. Kamir again. Attacks first ball, Pratish, but gets nothing on it.
Of course, all you Nepal fans out there watching this telecast, the 8 for 52 podcast is on Spotify and Apple each week, and we're hopeful this week we'll have one of the Nepal players interviewed, which will be released Friday on Apple and Spotify.
Hoping to record that after this game, and after this innings is done, we will have the presentation, so stick around to the broadcast. And he's got onto that one. Has he got enough onto that one? No, he hasn't. Pratish holds out down to long on, and the 9th wicket down for Nepal.
Yeah, 9 down in the 16th over. Still 15 runs short of 100, Nepal. This is huge from PNG.
The youngster coming to the crease for Nepal, Akash Chand, the last batter, number 11.
He's got a mountain to climb here.
Kamir bowled well, 2 overs, had none for 12. He's now got 2 for 13.
A few of the Nepal supporters starting to make their way out of Tin Kwong Recreation Ground. Bushy, I see. Slight trickle out. It's been wonderful support from them across all this Tri-Nations, especially today for the final. They've come out in their droves.
Yeah, fantastic to see, and we thank them for coming down, and thank you if you're watching online. Another big appeal. Not out, says umpire De Cruz, but a double wicket over for PNG and Kamir, and after 16, Nepal are 85 for 9.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone would have predicted this before the start of play. Nepal winning the toss, electing to bowl first, hasn't figured out for them at all.
No, they had a big win over PNG yesterday, but today it's been reversed. Maybe the most excitable man out on the field at the moment. Now has ball in hand from the Argyle Street end. He's got 1 over left so far, 3 overs, 1 made, and none for 11. He did get that big run out of Jar.
He did, and he scored runs off not many earlier. He's been good in the field. He's had a lovely day out now.
Finished it off with a wicket, he'll be hoping. Karen KC on strike, 3 or 4. Over the wicket. Fast, outside off, gets the dot.
If you're going to go down swing, as we say. That's exactly what Karen KC was trying there. So you can get one over the short boundary down the ground, get 1 over, then get 2 over, then get 3 over.
And again, and the same result.
Yeah, a little bit closer to him that time, but as you say, exactly the same outcome. Straight through to the keeper.
And now it's just going to slowly creep closer and closer to that off stump. Whether Karen gets bat on ball will depend his fate.
The mathematical equation is now 4 runs of ball required.
That's tough. Not going to lie. That one's got a big top edge down to deep third. The catch is taken, and PNG are the winners of the 2024 Tri-Nations T20I Series here in Hong Kong.
Well, after Nepal won the toss, elected to bowl, PNG came out and put on 171. We thought it was a good score. Powdell at the start said they were hoping to restrict to 180 or below. Well, PNG come out. PNG come out in the field and with the ball and absolutely blow Nepal away, have rolled them in the 17th over for just 85.
Yeah, what a dominant display. At the point, there were points, Botters, during the PNG innings where we thought they may not even get up to 110, 115, then put on 171 and then came out with the ball even better than their batting.
Yeah, they hung in there with the bat and ended up putting 171 on the board. Tony Ura, a lot to thank, but there was others who chipped in, especially now at the end with that quick fire 30. And then they just came out, all guns blazing, bowling beautifully, the right lines, the right lengths, taking the wickets at the right times. And they rolled Nepal for 85. Astounding result.
And it was a fantastic bowling innings from PNG. We'll have a look at the bowling card now. First up, because it was impressive from PNG.
Yeah, Murray, he was impressive at the start. 3 overs, 2 for 13. Now, wow, what a great day he's had. 1 for 11 off 3.3 with the ball. Takes that final wicket. Soper, arguably the most impressive of all. 2 for 15 off his 4 overs. Don't underestimate Kamia's input. 2 for 13 off 3. Bow also had a couple of overs. He took a couple of wickets as well. And Vala, the skipper, he had the 1 over and it went for 8.
The batting card for Nepal wasn't pretty, as you can see.
Well, top score there, Bushy. Jora down there with 17 off 13. Bertel 5 at the top end. Dari just 4. Powell, the captain, 12. Jar 6. Unfortunate run out, 17. And then nothing through the tail, all out for 85. They'll be disappointed, Nepal.
They will. They played well yesterday to get into the final. Convincing winners over PNG. And then PNG yesterday having to win the final game against Hong Kong, China, and did it in style. And it was Tony Ura yesterday with the bat getting the job done to get PNG in the final, and he's done it again today with the bat.
Has indeed, Bushy, but I would say, just watching now as we see the Nepal players going over to thank their supporters, even in defeat. It's fantastic sportsmanship going over to say thank you to all their supporters who've come out in their droves here. The local Nepal community. The local Nepal community has come out in their absolute droves today, and really, really great support. Players going over there saying thank you, big round of applause from the supporters and from the players as well. And it's been an absolute privilege to have them here for the course of this week, for of course the Friendship Cup last weekend and then through the Tri-Nations, Bushy.
Love to see this. They went down and they were pretty big losers in the end in the final, Nepal, but such great support all around the world. Wherever they go, the Nepal fans come out in droves, and they've stuck around even though the game is pretty much over by just after the drinks break, but they're still here and want to get photos. They love getting autographs.
A few supporters coming through the security area there for photos, and the players are welcoming that. Lovely to see. Lovely to see, and they're not missing out on anyone. They're walking up the side of the boundaries there and saying thank you for all the support from the local Hong Kong Nepal community.
Well, stick around. Coming up, we will have the presentation to the champions. We'll have a chat to the losing captain, Rohit Paudel, and we'll also be announcing the player of the match. Jay Dunsinghani will have all of that covered very shortly once the teams, we'll have to get Nepal back.
Yeah, they'll have to come back. They're over there talking with their supporters at the moment. I'm sure the supporters will be over here shortly as well and joining us for the presentation, even though it will be going to PNG, of course, the champions, the deserved champions of this tournament. Really good hit out for both these teams over a few days for the T20 World Cup coming up, of course. They'll put on a show over there and do their countries proud.
We're going to do player of the match and player of the series. I don't know who that is going to be either way, because there was really good batting, really good bowling from PNG, so you'll assume that...
I think my guess would be the same man might get it.
That's a pretty good guess. I think I know who you're thinking of.
Well, I don't know. We have zero say in it, of course, and no one's told us, but if I'm any sort of judge, that's the direction it will go.
Well, we will be doing all the presentations very shortly. Like I said, it'll take us a little while to recover the Nepal team. They're down there with the fans still. The flags are out. The interviews are happening. The photos are happening. Instagram's happening.
Yeah, getting some treasured photos with their cricket heroes.
And while they are down there, and while we wait for the players' presentation and the awards and the champions' medals, we will mention again, if you want to find out more about Hong Kong cricket each week, you can listen in to the 8 for 52 podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Has all the Hong Kong cricket and also has huge interviews.
Hosted by Brothers and Bushy.
Those names sound very familiar.
Well, how many episodes are we in now? 20 odd episodes?
I think this is
26? 26, something like that.
You'd know. I just turn up and talk.
I think last week you said we're halfway through the fifth over, so it's about 26 episodes, something like that.
Well, you could find out if you go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
That's right. As you say, plenty of interviews with key Hong Kong players.
And when we get these international teams in town, we try to track them down and have a chat. And we're going to try to do the same after the presentations and after this broadcast is finished with one of the Nepal players. We won't say who. It'll be a secret. You'll have to tune in when we release it on Friday.
Oh, what I will say, it's a big name. They're all big names.
I mean, that's true.
It's one of the bigger names.
Okay.
Is our hope.
We'll see how we go. That'll be after the presentations as the officials get ready.
The players making their way back across now after joining their fans.
And the fans look like they might come across as well, which is fantastic. A lot of Nepal flags, but they'll be here, cheer on their team, get the second place medals, and also congratulate Papua New Guinea on a huge win in the 2024 Tri-Nations T20 I-Series here from Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground.
Yeah, it's certainly been a festival of cricket the last few days. In the last couple of months, really, Bushy. Had so many teams coming in and out, none bigger than this, Nepal and Papua New Guinea.
We've had Canada, we've had Malaysia, we've had the East Asia Cup,
right.
Japan and China, and now Nepal and Papua New Guinea, both heading to the West Indies and USA in June for the World Cup.
I'd like to be heading there, Bushy.
I'd like to be heading there too, but we will be here in Hong Kong doing our thing and doing our podcast.
Absolutely. Just all players coming back now from the Nepal side.
And it's a slow lap.
Yeah, making their way back across. Spending some time with the fans, taking photos and videos, as you say, for Insta.
It's all for the Insta these days.
It's lovely to see. Coach Simon Willis over there, coach of Hong Kong, China, absolutely freezing in this weather. I would think he's used to this, being the Englishman, but he's probably acclimatised to the Hong Kong warmer climate, usual warmer climate.
The Nepal players now heading back towards their dugout, and we won't be far away from this presentation ceremony celebrating the 2024 Hong Kong Men's T20 I-Series. And a big thank you, while we're on comms, a big thank you to the ground staff for putting up such great pictures. We had that rain that washed out game one, but we still managed to get beautiful pictures, producing great runs, great wickets. Jassim and the team from Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground, fantastic effort to you all.
Yeah, it's a good point, Bushy. A lot of work's gone into this, and they should receive all our thanks. There was a lot of rain earlier in the week, and I was questioning in my own mind whether we'd get any cricket this week. But we've got plenty of cricket and plenty of runs on really good surfaces. Still just in the get-together mode, organising the players for the big presentation. The weather held out today, Bushy, as well. The weather,
yes.
The report from the observatory earlier in the week was pretty ordinary. Got colder as the day went on, very breezy, but no rain.
Yep, beautiful weather, good cricket weather. The players out there, no delays today after that washout on the first game between Hong Kong, China and Nepal.
You know what was missing today, Bushy? In hindsight? Pigeons.
You're right.
Where were the birds today?
Oh.
Every time we're up here, we see a flock of pigeons. Are they down at KCC or up at HKCC maybe? Because they certainly weren't here today.
Wednesday work day for the pigeons, it would
Maybe,
appear.
maybe.
Teams coming out now. I can see most of Nepal are ready. Coaches from Hong Kong, China and Nepal having a little chat.
PNG also making their way across now.
I also see Jay Dancing Harney getting in position, almost ready.
Big smile on his face, as always. Happy young man. Loves his job.
He's now got the most important thing, the microphone. Not far away from getting this presentation ceremony underway. The fading light of March.
Very, very close to getting this underway now.
Both the sides, PNG and Nepal, have made their way towards the presentation area.
It's time for us to sign off, Bushy, nearly, and hand it over to Jay Dancing Harney.
Thank you, Bodders, for joining us in commentary today for the final. Also, thank you to everyone that's been involved in the Cricket Hong Kong broadcast over the last 5 days since the Friendship Series one-off game on Saturday, and even staying out during the rain on the washed out day, and yesterday's back-to-back Super Tuesday. A lot of staff and a lot of people go into getting this broadcast out around the world.
Very, very true.